Hey guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers. Mm, that is my black and tan. It's got my Isolation 2.0, which is my Sj Porr beer. I made it a second time and I made some small changes to it. And I'm really liking how it's turning out. It's turning out awesome. And so I mixed that with my cream ale, and it's just money. I mean, it's good. I mean, if you like black and tans, that's your beer. So I want to hit a lot of things, but try to make this video short. So let's basically get at it. First thing, I just shipped out my beers for the BrewTubers League winnings slash corruption payoff. I mean, we all know Josh cheated. Let's admit it, because it's easier for me to admit that he cheated than to admit the truth that he won. So you cheated. I hope you get VD. Nothing bad like the HIV, just like a small dose of the clap. Just a little bit of clap. That's it. But congratulations, Josh. You won fair and square. You deserved it. So I'm lazy as fuck, as you guys know. I did not have any bottles with me because I've been doing a bunch of trades. So I was kind of running out of like unused, freshly delabeled bottles. So Josh, I cleaned the shit out of them. I cleaned them, steamed them, and of course sanitized the shit out of them my way. Pouring like 10 ounces of Sandy Clean or Santa, what is it? Oxy Sand Clean, Star Sand. Jesus, I'm losing my brain in my old age. I put a bunch of Star Sand in there, so they're clean. But they have labels on there that would be like, I think one's a Dogfish, one's a New Belgium. So the key to tell what your beers are is to look at the caps. So let me just kind of go into a rundown of what the caps are. One of them is going to say BC on the top, and that's my Belcher Cream Ale. That one's really nice. I like that one. I'm a little brew sheet in front of me. That one came in at 6% on the dot. It's got wow, my notes are horrendous on this one. It's got 8 pounds of Maris Otter and some other fun stuff in there, and 1 ounce of Jesus, my notes are horrendous on this. 1 ounce of what was that? Oh, that's what that was. 1 ounce of spas hops. So it's a cream ale. It's nothing, it's nothing crazy. So that's one that's BC. The one that says S on the top is my session ale. And that one's really cool. I really like that one. That came in at 2.9% ABV. It's got 2 pounds of 2 pounds of wheat and 2 pounds of flaked rye, and it has only 1 ounce of Bravo, which I put in at 60 minutes. And here's where it gets fun. I then dry hopped it for 2 weeks on 1 ounce of Bravo and 1 ounce of Citra. Bravo is like another one of those crazy like really citrusy hops, but it kind of pulls in like more melon characteristics. I really like it. I think it's a great hop. It's kind of newish. I mean, it's not brand new like Belma, but it's up there. So that's a really cool beer. That one goes great with Mexican food. Pretty much anytime we have Mexican food, my wife goes right to it and starts drinking it. She really likes that one. And then what else did I give you? So I gave you my SjPorr Isolation 2.0. This beer is really nice, and I did some kind of cool things with it. So the beer that has the I on the cap, I and then the little 2, like a chemical symbol, that is my Isolation 2.0. What I did with that is I added a little bit of rye in there, which I don't believe I had in the first one, and then I upped the hops. In the first one, I only had 3 ounces of hops, and this one I have 5 ounces of hops. And then to kick it off a little bit more to kind of set it above, I soaked it on some bourbon French oak chips with some high quality Kentucky bourbon. This stuff is called Eagle Rare. It's one of my favorite bourbons. It's made from Buffalo Trace Distillery. It's top notch, man. that is like one of the top reasonably priced bourbons you can get. I mean, you can buy bourbons for a couple $100, but this one is only like 30-40 bucks. For, I mean, it's a little handle, but I mean, it's not a handle. Sorry, it's a little bottle, but it's good. It's really good stuff. So if you like bourbon, man, that should sit down really good. I love it. I think the beer turned out perfect. I dialed back the carbonation. I think it's the perfect amount of carbonation. I think that was something that Kevin knocked me on. He said there was too much carbonation. So this one should be really good. And then another beer I gave you was the original SjPorr beer. So there's going to be two that have an eye on them. One that just has an eye. That's my original isolation. That's at this point now it's over a year old. And then I have my new one, my 2.0. So that should be four beers: the cream, the original isolation, the other isolation, and then that session beer. And so that is four beers that I sent you. And then the other two beers I sent you were Yingling. That is basically the East Coast version of, I guess you would almost kind of say like Fat Tire. Fat Tire's a cream ale. This is a lager, but it's the oldest American brewery. It's huge in the East Coast. You can ask Sj Porr. They're really good brewery. They're family owned, and they just make. It's basically it's just a good lager. It's really enjoyable. It's just something that's great to pound on a hot summer day, and it's huge on the East Coast. I mean, you ask anyone in Maryland, Pennsylvania, even all the way down to Florida, what a Yingling is, and they'll be like, "Oh, dude, that's a good lager. That is a good lager." So I gave you two of those. So that is your 6-pack, my man. So that's that on the BrewTubers League and my package I sent to them. Next thing, the SJ Porr experiment. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be doing it. I got to just see everyone who's in it and see what's going on, how we're doing it. If it's still going to be a brew the best of, or if it's going to be categories. It all depends. My 2 cents is I don't think we should do style categories. I think we should just break it out into the bare minimum. Like, say we get 18 people, and well, let's say we get 30 people. If we get 30 people, if like we break it out into categories like newbies, anyone who's brewing 3 years or less, so that would be me, and then intermediate, anyone who's been brewing between 3 years and 10 years, that would be those people, and then those old as fuck veterans, the ones that are 10 years or more, so like Larmo, SJ, who else has been doing it a while? I guess if I think Emaladius has been doing it a while. If he's in it, he'd be there. So that's my 2 cents. But whatever happens is what happens. Um, I'm pretty much down for whatever. As for what I'm gonna brew, I don't know yet. It's gonna depend on what the timing of everything is. If you guys don't watch Tony Yates, you guys should. I'll try to remember to put a link down below. Tony on Facebook made a great comment that was saying, you know, the thing you have to think about when you're doing this is you really have to think about what kind of beer you're going to do based on the time you have. You can't make like a double Russian Imperial Stout because those take a year to 18 months to age, and we're not going to give you that. This is going to be something that we're going to be shipping in the summer or something. So it's something we have to think about. Another thing we have to think about is shipping for like stuff going over to the West Coast. I know some people were having trouble with shipping stuff out there because it would just get so hot. And then on the other side, I know that some people like Kirk were they were dying because of the timing of everything. I remember he was saying he was bottling in his garage and it got like upwards of like 120 degrees. He was basically saying he was working in a sweatshop trying to fill all these beers for everyone with his bottle filler. But sorry guys. So yeah, that's my thought on that. And then my next thing is I learned the most ingenious thing. And I want to go into it real quickly so this video doesn't go too long. I was sitting there having like a mass text with like 5 different people on Saturday, and we were kind of talking about things homebrew related, and we got talking to making a yeast starter, or no, washing yeast. And Nate, who I'll definitely remember to put his info below, Nate from Under the Table Brewing, was saying that he doesn't like washing yeast. He's a little concerned about making sure the yeast is clean and just making sure he gets good yeast. So what he does instead is when he makes his starter, he just makes a double starter, and he basically saves a couple jars, puts them aside, and then with what's left, basically the original starter, that one part, the second part was put into these two bottles. That original he uses for fermentation, and then that yeast is basically dead, but he keeps those other two and he uses them again, and that's basically how he keeps propagating his yeast. And to me, that's just an ingenious idea. I know even SJ and Llama were like, "Oh fuck, I never thought of that." That's crazy smart. And the reason that I say that is, to me, it's easier. When I wash yeast, it basically takes me about 6 mason jars. I have 2 of the bigger ones, which one of them I pour in, I shake around the yeast, and then I pour it back into those 2 big ones. And then from those 2 big ones, I kind of repeat the process into those other little ones. And the reason that I do that is I kind of keep cleaning it and pouring off and making sure that I only keep basically that creamy white good yeast. And that process takes a little bit of time. The way that he was talking about doing it, I mean, there's basically no additional time. If you're going to make a starter, you're making a starter anyways. So the only thing you have to do is just disinfect those mason jars, or disinfect and then sanitize. But yeah. So if you guys haven't thought of that, that's what you should do, because that's what I'm gonna do. So I have rambled on enough. I'm gonna get out of here. As you can see, I've got my good old Patriots blanket because it's cold as fuck outside. It's 20 degrees, and we have a wind chill that is kicking it down to a big old 0. So it's cold as fuck. This wall that's right here that you can't see me touching. Wait, oh, now you can. See this one right here? There's no fucking insulation between this and the outside. So it is cold as fuck. So I'm going to get back to doing what I do best and continue drinking this home brew and doing my best to have that insulate the house by just making me feel warm. So fuck everyone else. So I'm going to get back to drinking, guys. Remember, life's too short to drink shitty beer, so enjoy your home brew. I'm out, guys. I will definitely see you next week. Can't wait to watch your videos this week, guys. Peace.